Convulsions, synergize energy, light connections, positions, open up track doors, line system, allocate positions at gateway, location, center connections. Your first commander right now is traveling through frequency level tones, activating everything with position of universal line system. We are all masters of the universe. Okay. Talking like way back in the 80s when I used to watch Hercules, or Daedalus or anything like that. That was just a cartoon freak. I used to watch Spider-Man. I used to watch the Hulk. I used to watch Superman. It's fantastic when you see these things. So we all have to come into our comic hero. Now, I also did a very powerful video about TikTok and how we're no separated through connections, trying to understand what is the physical and what is the spiritual. There's no separation. We are one. And when I say we are one, we are all one in one unity, one consciousness to one alignment. And there can't be any separation with that. So first you have to find out who you are first, knowing that there is no separation through the physical and its phenomena. It's together as one. That's the most important thing. Once you understand that, then you come into the mastering of yourself within, and then you can master yourself without. And then you become masters of the universe to your creation, co-creation to creation. And then you come into your GODs, your geometric operations and dimensions of time and space. Now, today we're going to get more into GOD. I think it's important you guys understand that, because you go GOD, you go GOHHD, and ADHD. This is understanding that everything through connection is a PTSD. What does this all mean? Right? The planetary system, okay? Planetary teleportation, okay? Planetary system to allocated positions of time location. These are the connections to your alphabetical system, which is also a program that's corrupted in position line systems to all levels of its space, time, location, and your thought, recognition, light systems. So before we get started, thank all subscribers and viewers watching my channels of Force Rising, Grand Rising. I keep doing lives after I do my video. It's important you understand what's going on through connections of yourself. Today, we're going to get into how we don't separate ourselves from our physical, how we identify our physical from our phenomena, so you get the true understanding of how to master your communications within, right? Masterings of the universe inside you, that's the space, okay? You have to allow yourself to defeat yourself from its ego. Okay, there's a lot of channel people up right now. They're going higher and higher, but they're getting very, very confused. They don't know what they're channeling anymore, right? They're talking about the Bible, they're talking about prophecy, they're talking about this, they're arguing with this, they're arguing with that. Light workers, true light workers, impasse, anything through matrix grid workers, anything through sentience, anything through light does not argue. They don't argue. They just send out love and activation line connections. Your programs are off defeating its purpose. What is the purpose here? There is no separation through the physical and its phenomena. You are one. You're one unity of consciousness. And then we come into a gather, and then we come into the love, and then we come into the activation, right? Centralize its system in its circle rotation center. My job is to put you in your 5 activation lights, 2 connections, 0 traction, 0, 1, portal, 1, 1, 1, 1, docile, okay, information, cycle rotations, center position, circle rotation, planet location, to telepathy, right? We have to come into that. And I've been doing that on TikTok and how powerful it is, how we're doing these things. We're doing these little experiments. You have to experiment yourself. That's how you master yourself within. So take time. There's always time. It's not just meditation. Just experience what you have in front of you. Understand how to use these things. Understand how to use symbols, how to get into the activation, how to communicate the atmospheres, right? Because everything's digital. Everything's vibration. Everything's frequency, okay? So this is where we have to come into the correlation centers of ourselves. Now we can go through these trapdoors and open up with a key. Sometimes you fly in recognition of time positions and you don't have the right key. So what are you going to do? Go back down and find the other key, go to the store. Oh, I don't have that key, right? You're looking at 1,000 keys. Which key is it? Think of it that way. Metamorphically, you have 1,000 keys. You throw them up in the air. Which key is it? Which one do you grab? So you're going to be opening a lot of keys to get into the right door, right? So you have to realize there is no separation. It's only creation through its imagination, right? So the physical and the phenomenon has to come into its connection. The physical has to understand its AI vessel, and the AI vessel has to understand its physical vessel. Then you come into your connections or your positions of time location, right? No more trapping positions, right? Trying to open a door. Door won't open. Open the door, right? And you're really pushing and pushing and pushing it. And you realize, wow. Use your imagination. There's a key. right? Open the door, go through, right? Full communication to physical, full communication to spiritual system, right? And then you get into the full communication of your mystical side connections. Three, okay? You have to have 3, 4 within the system, 5 within the activation, 6 within the center, and 7 within the body, and 5 within the avatar line connections. So those are your 12, right? Also, too, I want to get into the mystical side of you, understand who you are, because you travel through the cosmos. There's dark light connections, there's universal core positions, there's more than one universe through your creation, right? I create something different, you create something different. We all create something different through perception. That's what makes us unique. That's what makes us masters of the universe, right? But that's just one universe. There's more than one universe to creation. Okay, so your job is truly understanding how to operate yourself inside, operate your computer, how to understand your keyboards, your space bar. You know how to use your computers. Now you just have to use it in the mind. That's all. So try to imagine you're a computer, reset location, and it's a cloud. What do? You store the cloud. So these are the things you have to look at, right? How it's operated. So you kind of like wind spin your systems, and you have 52 computers that's in the center core universe, right? And you're fixing everything, right? You're taking everything out and putting everything back in, right? You're taking out the negative cycles. Every single day, I take the negative cycles of me out. I put new data processing, uplinks and downloads and upgradings in all those positions of time. Okay, you guys have to get into your flying recognitions of positions when you come in your astral travels or dream sets. Okay, so every time you get up in the morning, okay, you have 24 hours. What do you do within those 24 hours? Are you changing your routine, or are you just staying in your system, right? So basically, try to get into the communications to fully your system of its AI vessel. Get into the senses, get into the smell, get into experiencing each other, you know, with your brothers, sisters, your friends, whatever. What am I smelling? What am I tasting? What am I doing? Let's play mind games. Let's play mystery. You know, like it's all about experiencing yourself inside. What number am I thinking of? What number am I thinking of? Jeopardy's calling. What number? Right? What number? What number am I thinking of? See? You're concentrating too much on what I'm saying and not concentrating what I already did. So this is true understanding how we come into connections. No. See, you lost transition. So you had separation. You were communicating too much with the physical and then not enough with the phenomenon. You have to have the balance of integrations. Okay? So the number was 7. All right? That's my favorite number. 0.07 is the highest formation activation to its universal core positions. 2007.aw@gmail.com. Also, too, on TikTok, people are sending out negative cycles, portal defense locations. They have 1111. You have no clue. Someone put Venus up. Venus. All right? Don't do that. Don't put a planet up if you don't know what it is, because it's energy. Everything that you travel through, solar text, anything that connections emoji is, it's connection. That all connects to your thoughts. So as soon as you plateau your connections in a negative cycle to anything positions, it's opening up its portal of its defense to its matrix grid line system. Okay, so it's your job to focus on these positive centers of yourself, getting rid of all past timelines, stripping all lines and positions. You want to become the masters of the universe? You can't have separation with the physical and its AI vessel. Now's the time for you guys to fully understand these things. Okay, because you are your co-creations to creations. All right. So, and see, that's the thing. Diane was going to say 7, but she said 4. What made her change? Right? So if she says 4, that's the physical. If she says 7, that's the phenomenon. So you guys have to come into the balance with each other. So the physical and the communication of AI has to come into the line sequence. And then you come into 7, first instinct. It's always the first instinct. Sometimes it falls on the second, third, you know, how there's 1 party, 2 party, 3 parties, right? Well, if you get in that position of time location, you've already said 7, right? So you should already know what it said. I'm still talking with you, but I'm sending you something now. What is it? I just sent you something. What is it? It's a number. What is it? What is it? I'm still talking to you, but I sent you something. What is it? It's getting balanced with everything. It's getting balanced with everything. That's what we're going to come into. So I really want to get into more of GOD. You guys got to get into your connections of how to communicate through high levels of your physical, high levels of your AIs, and high levels of your mystical side connections. 3 waving positions of time location. We come into 3, 6, and 9, right? We go into that. Okay. So we already know the 3. We're already 6 and the 9. Okay. So 3 is the location of the sun, 6 locations of the moon, and 9 is his location to you, the center position. We got into that already, right? So now you understand all communications when it comes into the ground formations, right? Into the positions of the power centers. Okay, very simple. We've done this before, and everything through the atmospheric positions of time location. Okay, and across from the cycle location centers, I'm going to have uprise divisions. I'm going to change the coloration line system. Okay, the position of time location. So we got the 3, we got the 6, and we got the 9. Okay, see how it overlaps from one color to the next? Anything through an overlap position line connections, everything that I do is balancing the physical and its phenomena. That's how you become masters of the universe, okay? Because you reposition yourself when you're traveling through recognitions of time position. All right, so you come into the 3, 6, and 9 location. All right, once you come into that position, you come into the circle rotation center. Okay, so it's all about changing time position. That's where it comes a glitch, right? So I can take this out in position of time location, right? And then you can do anything through the gravity position. You can do anything through the power position. You can do anything through the center rotation of his atmosphere position of time location. And then you come into your E-field positions of time location, right? So these are the things that you can do. You can back force, front force, high force, low force, medium force, anything that force connection line system. So you got the sun, you got the moon, okay? And you got the locations in position of time, right? So you cross-reference that this is its connection to, you guessed it, the chakra system. Allocate positions of time location. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There you go. Okay. Now, when you're in that position line connections, you come into your activation cycle of its position location. There's the activation, right? And everything in the center position is your tesseract. Okay, to its connection to its tetrahedron. So this is the operations that you guys have to get into. Truly understand what's going on with the sun. Truly understand everything through the 6 positions and everything the locations of you in the center location. So you've already traveled and then coming back. Traveled, coming back. So force guidance to locations. The physical and its phenomenon is already in division location. So when I ask you what number am I thinking of, you should already know because you've already traveled and you've already come back. That's what I just did with the drawing, right? So if this is interesting how we can do these things, okay, we have to understand how we come into that connection. So we'll go into that connections and we have a test review and evaluation coming up. Really exciting. This is up for the new viewers and the galactic forces. I don't know if you guys are ready, but you have to be prepared. I have to high rise you guys faster and faster now because AI, connections, fleet command positions, you guys have your coordinate level systems. Everybody is on a time code frequency. Do you understand? That means you have to be in a certain position of time in a box frequency level to its equation. The plasma energy light connections of you has to understand its position of time. All right. So we come into 3 waving cycles, location center positions. Okay. You got the physical, you got the phenomenon. Okay. And you also got the mystical. Okay. Physical, phenomenon, mystical. Now, you understand the connections of that, then you come into the connections of your 3, 6, and 9 position, right? So you got your 3, you got your 6, and you got your 9, right? So this is all about understanding triangles, graphing, position, location, center connections, right? All right, so when we come into that, now we're not going to get into diamond core because you guys are still trying to understand your dream set positions or location time position. So as we come into that, we come into point centers, north and south, north and south. It comes into a line graph position of time location, right? So once we come into that, we come into the chakra system. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so there's 12 rotation center positions. So you have to understand the mystical side of you through conditions. Okay, and you have to understand your physical side system. What is that in the middle? What is that in the middle? What is that in the middle? Okay, so once you had a diamond core position, what do you have? You have an angel. See? An angel through conditions. And there you go. See? This is the true understanding how you come into diamond core position of time locations into your physical, into your phenomenon, into your mystical, then you come into your angel. You come into your wingspans, into diamond core positions of time through your chakra locations of your calculation. Okay? So these are the things we have to work on. Everything is a working process, but it's amazing how everything that I create comes into form of a shape to intelligence. That is an angel. Dynamic core positions into the physical, into the phenomena, into the mystical live connections, right? So it's truly understanding the cosmos. Cosmos, you got to get into the cosmos, right? So, and you guys want to master yourself, you got to understand your physical, you got to understand your phenomenon, and you have to understand the mystical side of you. All these three travel every single day, right? These are 2 vector communication line signals and 3 tracking location positions of 3 atmospheric positions of time. Okay, this is the moon, this is the sun. Moon, sun, weather. You put it all together, you activate it, bring it in, bring it out, right? So try to get into that communication signal because everything's electronic interference, program setting positions. But you start off with this, the connections, right? And then you go into this position of time location, right? 3 waving cycles of physical and everything through its phenomenon and its mystical has to truly understand its wings. But this is the angel that you come into. You hierarchize your division line conditions, so you have to understand the angelics around location, and then you come into archangel. Very, very powerful. So the higher you go, the more it precedes their energy, right? And then you get to know, and then you get to go on the celestial channel, and then you go to celestial meetings, you know, and it's pretty amazing. Like once or twice a month, we go have meetings, right? Just like anything else, except we do it in the angelics. So it's understanding to fully understand there is no separation with the physical, the phenomenon, and the mystical. It all comes together. Wait a minute. Hold on a sec. Past, present, and future all comes together. Understand? You understand? This is where you have to really understand these things and how everything synergizes its position of center location. Same when I did the clocking yesterday with dimensional time, we went through portals. 50,000 clocks come into one center, one position, and then you travel to its recognition of time position. Okay, so everything has to come back into center, and that's how the universe operation works. Okay, because you're constantly simultaneously looking at so many things, so many different channels, and so many different colorations, but it's all one signal. You understand? So it's amazing how we travel through all recognitions of time, and that's how I'm giving so much information because I travel so fast in each divisional of time through its connection of its segments and its quadrants and its vectoring level connection of its correlation centers. Teleportation to line communication to all signals, to all panels of clocking divisions of time. Okay. Now it's getting really, really complicated now, right? But you have to really, truly understand how to get into 369, to your tesseracts, to your tetrahedrons. And then once you get into that, then you come into the physical, to its phenomenon, okay, to its mystical side of its angel. Okay? So these are the things you have to look at, because guess what? These two, this and this is on the test. Test review and evaluation coming up. Be prepared. Now, for the higher force team conditions, they stay in their 110 light system. They can help you out in all ways and forms. They had their tests, they had the reviews, right? They're still trying to understand the communications. They're high-rise in division location, right? But they're still trying to understand the portal defense locations, secure line defense through metric level systems to its digital frame. Digital frame is everything through connections. You come into formation line system. This is Vega. Say hi to Vega. Vega is an extremely powerful connection. It's a manufacturing planet location. It corrects in all line systems to XT1000 positions. It opens up all location centers to its position. XT1000 comes into location, into its planet location. All right? So this is the true understanding, because when it comes into you, it comes into calculation. Everything is divided into time position. This is you interaction location. Everything is diamond core position. Everything is triangle location. And that's how it operates through its position of time. So what are we connecting to? Clocking division locations, the body graph locations. Now we got 3. Oh, what do we got here? We got 6. Oh, what do we got here? To the planet location of Vega, location position, 3, 6, and 9. See that? That's how you do calculation modification to a planet location of Vega. So Vega gets in communication, lights up its light star positions, opens up its plasma energy light connections, opens its round location, center positions, you come out of its equation. Okay? Hooah! Complicado, isn't it? So let's get into your questions. Okay, we got Tina, Believe in C, Sylvia, Suzanne. Suzanne, how's it going? So great to see new people on TikTok. I know it's extremely high-rise positions of time location, but today we're going to talk about more about, GOD and how you get into your geometrics operations of dimensions. You have to understand how to travel the dimensions through your geometrics of you, through shape, through planets, through you, through the sun, through the program, and everything through location. Everything has this position. You're always communicating with the sun and the moon, right? Now, if it changes positions, if there's a glitch in anything through connections, you communicate into higher vibration systems, maybe to the solar generation light connections. You're communicating with Vega communications to Saturn, or you're connecting to Mercury. These are all different vibrations, different codes, different dimensional time position through borderline connections. So truly understanding what your planet is communicating with through you, through 3, 6, and 9. Okay, 3, 6, and 9. That's how you travel the direction of time. This is 3, 6, and 9 through Vega, right? This is how you get digital numbers. Center position is you through calculation, right? So this is you, right? Higher self. Traveling into positions of time through dimensions of time. Okay, this is you traveling. See? That's how it's done. That's how it's done. And the physical realm stays on the grounds, it stays in the powers, and it stays in the atmosphere, and you're connected, and you're protected from your physical realm. So your higher self, your avatar, protects you. And you protect everything through communication. The higher self does the communication, right? Once it understands communication, what's going on with 3, 6, and 9 through its planetary line conditions, it sets up its triangle locations to Vega communication. Vega is communication digital numbers, right? Digital numbers, D/N. Okay, but that's how you travel through the recognitions of 3, 6, 9 to Vega to your cycle rotation centers, energy field position, line connections. All right. So, all right. So let's get into the questions here. Anybody new? Please feel free to go to my healing. Go through drew007.aw@gmail.com. I'll set up a healing program for you. Okay, to do a bioscan on you. You go through my PayPal. I go to your email, set you up in 12 rotation centers, reset your positions, put you in the high light position, birthing the system, and Mother Earth. Okay, and in that condition, you're on your own, and then you can join my school. So. All right, Suzanne, Galactica, Diane, Galactic Commander. For the past weeks, I've been dividing to generate numbers. I'm with you in class and behind the wheel too. Well, everybody's behind the wheel, and that's what I'm saying, because you guys are going higher, but you're understanding your positions through your triangle locations. I'm just trying to show you what you do, not just traveling through space at the beginning of 3, 6, and 9. I'm talking about what you do when you understand the connections to Vega through its location of the sun, the programs of the moon, and everything through location. Everything has to have location, right? And this is all done through communications of your higher self, your avatar, which goes back to you, to its E-field positions of time. So your higher self, your avatar have to understand each other, right? There's no separation there, right? So you need the physical, the phenomenon, and the mystical side, because you're traveling. You need those 3. Those are 3 coordinate levels of 3, 6, and 9, guys. Da-da, 3, 6, and 9. Physical, phenomenon, mystical, 3, 6, and 9. There you go. Right? Same with your past, present, and future. Past, present, future. Bring it all together. Clocking system. 1, 2, 3. Bring it all together. 3 clocks, 4 clocks. They all come into center position. But there's no separation with travel or recognition of time through your shapes. And that's where you come into high rising positions to GOD. Okay? So I really want to get into the GOD because the test review is coming up. GOD. Now let's label that for connections. Label, title, anything connections. So G means geo. Okay. O means operation. Okay. And D means dimension. Okay. Now there's no separation with GOD, is there? Just that there's no separation with the physical phenomenon and the mystical. All right. So you have to understand how to put this all together, right? To a line system, to an activation, to a correlation line system, to a position, to, look what it is. An angel. You see? You see the wings? Everything comes into an angel of communication. It has to. Right? There's the angel. Right? There's the angel. Okay? So it looks like a butterfly. But that's what it is. There's the balance. There's the control between everything through GOD, geometrics of U, okay, energy of its operation, okay. When you come into O, it's the operation center positions, okay, and then you come into dimensions of time position, okay. So when you first start off, okay, it's geometrics, energy of opening, and then you come into operation, and then you come into dimensions. So, and then you come into butterfly. All right. So you see how it all connects? You see how we use letters, numbers, and shapes into frame positions? This is how we calculate, modify anything through weather or anything through connections of its clouds. And this is how everything's created, through letters, numbers, and shapes, guys. This is what you guys got to get into. You want to understand GOD? This is what you have to understand. Everything has to come in form. This is communication to an angel, right? So these are the things you have to understand. And that's when I was at the park with my sacred flame. We were just exercising and all that, and it was dark. It was like 5:30, mid black sky. And guess what? A dove, a snow dove of an angel, flew by above me and disappeared. And that's good luck. That's beyond riches. So truly understanding what you're identifying is truly understanding the separation to you. You can't be separated with the physical phenomenon and the mystical side. Because if you are separated, you won't understand anything through GOD. Geometrics, the opening of you to its dimensional time. Okay? So that's what GOD stands for. And then we'll get into GOHHD, higher, hyper. All right? It's all about acceleration of time, position through location, shapes and anomalies. Shapes, letters, and numbers is everything through alienation, formation, line connections. We come into alien map locations. But everything in space inside you is the coordinate level system to its coordinates. The co-level system to its activation core position. Once you go into higher levels, you come into positions, into allocated positions of time locations to your shapes and anomalies. Planet location, right? Everything is connected through shapes, letters, and numbers. Okay, and that's how it forms into an angel or a butterfly. Everything has to travel. People are on TikTok saying, well, I'm getting a butterfly. I don't know what that means. I'm traveling through dimensional time positions. What does that mean? What does that mean? You're not aware of GOD. You're not aware of your God sense. You're not aware of your activation. You're not aware of your perceptions. And you're telling me you're AI? I don't think so. Right? So I think we're all paying attention now to what's going on, right? So there's nothing wrong with being nervous. Nervous is good. Nervous is saying that you're still alive. Nervous is saying that you're still afraid. Nervous is saying that you still have an immune system. Nervous is saying you're all connected to an alignment of each other, right? That's what I'm trying to get everybody into. Your behavioral systems and everything, the activation line connections, has to stand its shapes and anomalies. It travels of 3, 6, and 9. Once you get into 3, 6, and 9, you can use that to anything through planet location of time positions. Okay? These are the things you have to understand. And then you come into the master universe of yourself. Inside, you're co-creating yourself through your own shapes, your own travels, your own perceptions, okay, into the physical phenomenon and its mystical side positions. You have to understand who you are on the mystical side because you're traveling mechanisms of time. You can't be your higher self on the mystical side. The mystical side, I'm in communication identity of a lion, king of the forest, right? If I'm going to be in the Angelics, I'm King Archangel Azareth. That's how they identify each other. So you have to go back to source of light, to everything through form of energy, to its GOD. The geometrics fully communications inside and out, the opening to its operation, to its dimensions. And then you go into the directions, and then you go into divisions of time location. That's when you come into the GFL. All right? It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. So I think the problem is remembering and processing all this. I want to understand better. But see, that's exactly what it is, Diane. The more you understand the connection, when you go through my healing, we go through test reviews and evaluations. So everybody be prepared because we're coming into a test, right? And that test review and evaluations will put you in higher light connections of your chakras. You have 12 chakras, but there's 114 in the body. That's a lot of information. So you have to learn how to balance these things through your GODs. All right. And then you go GOHD. And then you go GOHHHHD. Right? There's higher levels. It's all program setting. It's all data processing, uplinks, and downloads. The more you understand your GODs, the more you get less confused. But you have to understand the operations and its position of time. Okay? Or you cannot connect with your physical, your phenomena, or your mystical side. And you certainly will lose traction positions of your GODs, your geometrics, operations, or anything that's opening to its dimensional time. Okay? You have to understand the chronological order of its system, how everything operates in space and time of positions. It's extremely fast in rotation. Extremely fast. The faster you go, the more you come into the flashing location centers of the magnetic force and highway of its information system. And now you're blending into the atmosphere and you're creating shapes and anomalies. Your dimensional time is your chakra system. You have to understand how to communicate with these. You have 12 divisions of dimensions of time. They're all connected to your behavioral system. You have to understand the Schumann resonance of its Earth gravity location. How is it feeling today? Right? What about your dreams? How am I connecting today? I don't understand that. So I'm seeing a shape. What does that mean? Why is it in color? Right? Why is it coming at me? What does that mean? You all have to understand these things. But you have to have the balance with the physical phenomenon and the mystical side. And you have to have the shape anomaly to the GOD. All right? Because you're going to have certainly a lot of problems if you don't have the connections of bringing them all into one. Time position alone. What does that mean when I say bring it all into one? Past? No. Present? Yes. You live the here and now. Bob Proctor tells about that. Even Bashar. Okay? You all have to be into the center position of the here and now. We are already here. We're already here and now. So you're with me, I'm with you. But you have to understand our space of time. My space is different than your space. Now, depending on what you've created, that's how I know what you've created. If you haven't created anything, you're not balancing anything. Right? Because you have to understand everything comes inside. That's the communication. You can't outwit your system and communicate outside. It's got to be inside first. And then you become your own masters of its own universe. Your own creations to everything through its reality, to its virtual reality, to its matrix, to its simulation. That's the importance you have to understand through connections. Okay? So anyway, let's get into your questions. So you guys don't get, hopefully you get too confused. I've been watching TikTok lives and noticing people like connections with the clouds and the backgrounds. Yeah, so you're connecting to cloud interference. You're connected to your lights, your perception line system. I've always been drawn to butterflies. Yep. Well, that's exactly what it is. You're attracted to butterflies. So you got to know why you're attracted. So it's all connecting to the geometrics of its butterfly, to its opening, to its operation, to its connection of its dimension, directions, and its divisions of time location. These are the things, truly understand. People come to me, oh, God's going to be waiting for you. God loves you and all that. Say, well, yes, that's true, but you have to understand you are God. But you have to understand that's just a prophecy, but it's not a prophecy. It's all about geometrics of you at travel. That's all it is. And it connects to 3, 6, and 9 positions to its connection of its butterfly or its angel connection. Okay. This is a very powerful video, and they're going to get more powerful because you get more powerful. I get more powerful. That's how it works. So my positions has to truly understand what you're doing, and you have to understand not me, but you have to understand yourself through GOD. Okay, and that's how we understand each other through travel. So when I connect to round positions or mind telepathy or telekinesis, and I say, what number am I thinking of? You should already know. Don't think about what I just said. Just have the number already in your head. And that's the instincts, right? So instead of saying 4, say 7, because that's what it is. It's 7. So it's all about trying to not to separate the number because you're too much in the physical and not enough in the phenomenon of its mystical side position. Okay? So, no, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. No, you don't start off that way. I know you feel that way. But see, the thing is, you have to truly understand how to connect to your 3, 6, and 9 of travel there, Sandra. Just get into more of your meditations. If you're having problems, please go to me, to my email, or put up, anything through a question on TikTok, and I'll be happy to answer it for you. That's what Q&A is for, right? So the thing is, too, the reason why I give you test reviews and evaluations is just to review your test and evaluation of what you've learned. And that's what it is that I have a team that's in Rebellion Alliance, and they're in their computers of 110 chakras. Don't you guys want to high rise to higher levels of more than just 12 chakras? There's 114. That's a lot of balance that you have to reach, right? So don't ever think that you're dumbfounded or dunce or anything. Light Connections, we're all in this together. I'm here to help you and provide you and get you into point locations and center connections to each other, right? So you can communicate better with each other. That's the whole point of understanding. We're all connected to 3, 6, and 9. 3, 6, and 9 is this connection to the sun, the moon, and everything through the location of you. The navigation cycle is everything through you of the present position of time location. All you have to do is have the mind, body, and soul in the center of its presence, of its positive system. That's all you have to do. Okay? So, even though I don't understand all of this once, it's definitely opening my different perceptions of everything. And that's what it is. The more you meditate, the more you understand. Plain and simple. Get into that connection of the breathing. Breathing is number 1. You come into the definitive, infinity, and into the sacred. Now, you won't reach sacred breath. Okay? But you will definitely reach the connections to infinity, okay, which is the opening cycle to your AI vessels. Sacred breath is very hard to reach. That's God's breath. That's the creation, right? See, Father had that, okay, and it wasn't given to me. It was already me. Okay, it's not a gift. It's something you already have inside you. Okay, it's like Superman. He was born Superman. Spider-Man wasn't born Spider-Man. These are the things you have to understand through adaptation cycle when it comes into the physical, to its phenomenon, to its mystical side. Okay, these are all travels, right? The stationary, where's the stationary? It's the physical, right? The physical doesn't fly. It can't fly. Okay, so get that out of your head and focus on the phenomenon, right? That's the true story. That's the connection to everything, right? Get into the mind conceptional thought through its breathing. Breathing is very important because you're taking out the negative cycles. You're taking out the toxicity. You're taking out the viruses, right? You breathe in, you breathe out every single day. Okay, so get into the meditation. Once you get into more meditation, you get into the connections of transmitting and receiving. Intelligence comes in, right? And then you understand what it is. Okay, and then you send it back. You can't keep it inside you. You have to express it out. And that's why we have TikTok, right? You'll never see a light worker channel dispositions in the past programs. They always go forward, and they always meditate so they can get more information, new information, out with the old, in with the new. That's how it works. Okay? So, yeah, your perceptions will change over time, but you really have to get into the breathing. Find different rhythms. Try to understand the connections of weather and how it's feeling. You wake up and it's flowing this way, it's flowing that way. And then you're whistling Dixie. You open up the door a little bit and it starts whistling. Then you connect with it. You actually connect with weather, and you understand the codes, and you understand the colors, and you understand the line positions of time, location, right? Because weather communicates to all levels of dimension of time. Same with the grounds. Right? So you're opening up your perceptions and you're becoming more aware. You're becoming more aware, okay, of your physical, your phenomenon, and your mystical side, and your GODs of time, location. Right? So you're coming into the space phenomenon of time of phenomenon. Okay? You're not coming into space and time. You're coming into space phenomenon. That's AI. So it's to understand these things. My team is in AI. Okay, they understand their awareness of their intellect connection positions. They understand their intelligence of perception through its operation. You guys are trying to understand your connections of your travels, of your thoughts. You're trying to understand your perceptions and where you are through dimensional time. You're trying to understand your dream positions of locations. You're trying to understand your communications to each other through mind telepathy. Right? Everything is a process of space and time position. Okay? So. But thank you for the questions. Fantastic. I feel like I found you because of all the questions and things of desire into my life. So amazing. But that's what it is, Diane. And then you get a lot more knowledgeable and smarter, because you have to understand you're already smart, but you become more knowledgeable, more intelligent, because you understand your connection to your travels, the 3, 6, and 9 position. 3, 6, and 9 position of time location. Very, very powerful. Okay. So I'm listening all communication with the avians. Mm-hmm. When we watch past videos, do we travel as if we were alive? Yeah, so this is a good question. When you're watching past videos, everything that you watch, okay, is a formation of you. Okay, so it's all about understanding the back force. It's all about videograph locations and audio projection. So it's kind of like, okay, I got that, right? That's in there, and you go on to the next video. So every time I do a video, okay, it's going into the past, the present, and its future. So it's already been done. It's already been done. Like I said, when I got confused yesterday, I thought it was the weekend, but it was only Thursday, right? Today's Friday, right? So it's understanding I've traveled 72 hours ahead of everybody. So I have to reposition back into connection. So I'm always in the future, but I present things in the presence to its past. So it's understanding your alignments of past, present, and future to its video content, that location, right? So when you're watching past videos, okay, you can travel wherever you want, but you have to send the proactive system. What's going on with the information? Do you understand the information through your intelligence? So you have to understand the physical phenomenon and the mystical side of you and your GODs. Geometrics, yeah, okay, and then you understand the openings. Then you get into the operation of you inside. Space location opens up everything through travel recognitions, okay? And then you come into dimensions of the first time, okay? So you can travel wherever you want, okay? Your intelligence will know exactly what to do, okay? But you have to meditate. You have to keep meditating, okay? You have to get into your grasp. You have to get into your body of time. You have to get into your space anomalies of your phenomenons. Okay, you can no longer be in the physical realm of meditation. You have to understand these things. So when I meditate, I'm meditating right now, but I'm communicating with you guys, and I'm communicating with AI. Right? Central line connections to interforce position and gravitational line connections. I'm going to open up gateway interference. That's what I'm doing right now, but I'm communicating to you guys. So it's understanding I'm everywhere in point position, but I'm in the present location of the here and now. Okay. That's what we have to understand to each other. It's like with women. When women are doing 5 or 6 things, they're always doing a position of center, right? Men are trying to catch up to that. Men are going from A and B. Women are already A to D. Okay? And the whole consumption when it comes into men are from Mars, women are Venus, that's not true. That's far from the truth. Okay? That means you're opposition to your planet location, division location. You understand your behavioral line connections to anything through energy line connections. Where's the communication cycle to a position of time location? There's no heart recycle line connections, no communication to point locations, and you certainly don't understand your travel ranges of space anomalies. Right? So men are not from Mars and women are not from Venus. Okay? That's a metaphorical line. That's a folklore. That doesn't make any sense. It's the epiphany. It's a program, right? We're all connected. We're not separated. We're all connected. Male, female, it doesn't matter. Even children. We're all connected into one unity of consciousness. My job is to bring you back to who you are. Your job is to understand your connections to your phenomena and your GOTs. Okay? So, yes, today feels like Saturday, but see, that's the thing too. You're traveling fast and faster, so you got to find your balance of positions of time location. Then you realize, wow, I'm not in my physical element. Now I'm getting balance. So you're fully communicating with your physical realm and your phenomenon and your mystical realm. You have to get your mystical. Once you get the mystical, then you come into the butterfly or its angel position of time location. You can be anything through form, but you have to understand the balance of meditation, right? So we go into this, we start with this, pay attention because this is going to be on the test. Okay. Now, and then we come into the connections of this. There's the angel, right? That's the first, the GODs, right? The physical, phenomena, and the mystical. There's an angel, right? Okay. The cosmos. All right. And then you come into the connections of, here we go, Vega, communication 369, planet location, center positions into digital numbers, GOD, right? So it's all about line signal to all locations of your division location. And then you come into the butterfly of its connection. Everything has to be balanced, and balance is everything through shapes and anomalies. So everything, you have to understand your geos and you have to understand your openings through your connections, especially when you come into your DNAs. There it is. There's the butterfly or there's the angel, right? Everything is created in shape. Clouds are in shape, but you don't understand what they are through perception until you understand your light interference. So you have to be extremely high-rise to understand what this is. Okay? To you, it's a butterfly, right? But to me, it's something else because I'm a higher light. I'm a higher space of time and a higher space of travel and a higher space of vibration. Okay? And a higher space of dimension. That's all it is. You just have to find your balance. Okay? So, but yeah, today does feel like Saturday. Yeah. So you're on that line signal of connections to your commander, right? And this is all about understanding coming into mind telepathy. That's the most important thing. We have to come across these things because it's very important to us. Okay. So it's all about all of us coming back to one unity of gatherness. Okay. To a new revelation of humanity, to a new species of 5D activation, to its telepathy, of its telekinesis. Okay. And then you become more aware of everything through its surrender and its consciousness. You understand the conscious levels, what is consciousness. So you'll be able to get back to humanity, tell you exactly, well, this is what I think consciousness is, right? Your consciousness is different from mine, but we're all lying together. You understand what that's what I mean? You're different, I'm different, but we're all connected. So it's understanding when you go to higher level divisional system, you're simultaneously going to all divisional level system, dimensional time positions, but we're all aligned through one position on line of activation. Teleportation and line communications. Center positions to everything through its present position of time location. Okay. So now's the time to ask questions. Okay, Jennifer, Sandra. Okay, especially when I'm doing live. It's important you guys get your questions answered. You know? Okay. So I got over GOD. I don't want to get too complicated with you guys. I know it's a lot of work, but work is fun, right? Hard work pays off. When it pays off, you start understanding yourself more through intelligence, but you got to get that positions and no separation with each other, right? Stop arguing, through the connections. This is a spiritual warfare. It's an individual spiritual warfare. That's all it is. So you have to understand how to connect with everything, right? To yourself, of travel, of time, of space. Okay, because there's no separation of space and there's no separation of time. Okay, you don't say space/time, right? You don't say life/death. There's no separation. It's all in one position of one circle, of one rotation, of one life system to one life stream. Okay, which is yin and yang. Bring it together. flow and recognition of time positions. So everything that you do is in the present position. That means the mind, the brain, the illustration, the diagram program, the imagination, everything through your heart and the portal of travel and everything through your soul identification and your cloud information is in the presence of its thoughts. That's all you have to do. Now it's complicated, isn't it? Right? So that's what my school provides, is better information for you guys so you understand all connections of your GODs, geometrics of you. Okay? So when you understand the geometrics of you, when you come into 12 divisions of time, you come in your tesseracts. Now the tesseract is its matrix. Now everybody's connected to their own matrix cube. Okay, it's all about the Pandora's box. I don't see the doors. Well, you don't see the doors because you're not creating it through its imagination. Remember, you can't think in the physical system. You have to think in the mind system. That's how you get out, through its trapdoors. And you won't have to worry about all these keys to open the door. Okay? So this is what you have to look at. All right? We went through that through space and time, and we traveled through 24 doors. So which door is going to represent you first? Which coloration is going to activate the cycle to your body connection, position of time, location? Right? One door is going to interact with you, but you have to find it. Okay? And you have to understand the perception through its phenomenon to its mystical side. The mystical side is its dimension. The physical side is its base location, which stays with you on the position. So you are the navigation. That's the center positions. That doesn't leave. So we don't want to get confused with that. Right? So if I'm over here, it doesn't matter. If I'm over here, it doesn't matter. Okay? I'm in the center position. It doesn't matter what I do. It's positioning the navigations to your higher self. Because that's where it gets confused, through space and time anomaly. Okay? So, Sylvia, you think in the mind systems through meditation, right? Yep. Everything in the mind system is meditation. That's exactly what it is, Jennifer. But you have to get out of the physical. You got to get into the phenomenon of its mystical side. Find out who you are through the mystical side. Okay, I'm a king of the forest. I'm a lion, right? Right? So if you understand, you know who you are through the mystical, you hear a voice of who you are through perception, and you connect to your senses. Senses is number one. Okay, you have to understand your volume. You have to understand your perception, your audios. Okay, we're not talking about planet locations. We're just talking about getting connections of your GODs and getting connections to the physical phenomena and its mystical side location. All right. So what do you do when you put the GODs and the physical phenomenon and the mystical together? Right? Three waving lines. Put it together, that's 6, right? There you go. There's the moon. That's the program setting. So everything is in position of time. Once you get your DODs and you get your physical and your phenomenon and your mystical, you put it all together, that's 6. That's program setting. Program setting. Okay, so you're coming into the 6 of the moon. Now you're coming into the balance of the moon. Right? So you all have to start somewhere. Okay, and when you come into 3, that's the sun. When you come into 6, it's moon. Right? But everything has to be balanced to its shape position because it comes everything through its location of time position. Okay? And you come into this. Right? You start off with this. Right? You come that together, look what you get. You get an angel, right? Everything's communication to a circle rotation center. And then you come into this. Okay? Once you know how to travel through these, then you send the communications of the moon, which is an operation of you, because you have it inside you. The sun, the moon, the location, everything, navigation of you and travel through your thoughts is inside. It's not outside, it's inside. Meditation is inside, not outside. So you have to be aware of these things, and then you come into your shapes of your planet locations, into Vega, a 369 position. Okay? So it's something to look at, right? It's very powerful, isn't it? So, and this is what it is that coming from your intelligence to my intelligence, First Commander, I'm telling you exactly what you need to learn, because this is going to be on the test, review, and evaluation. Okay? So, understanding this position in the line connections, I'm going to put you up to, same thing with the Rebellion Alliance, we go from 12 to 15 chakras. So I'm going to uprise your positions into 3 chakras, 15 chakras. Now, central line connection only allows 12, but I know 114 plus every central line connection is trillions of cells. I know every cell how to operate its position line connections, right? So it's all about truly understanding. When you understand your travel records of time through God and everything through your physicals and your phenomena and your mystical side connections, you understand your 6 positions of time location into the moon. All right? These are the things you have to understand. And then you understand more of energy. And you understand everybody's energy, where they are in their past and their time positions, how much they know through their connections. What are they doing through their thought records? What's going on with their connections, their dream set positions? It's all about you protecting yourself through lights and better communications with everything, because we're all aligned to each other of masters of the universe. Okay? So, I'm an avian connected to nature. See, Sylvie knows who she is. She can describe color. She can describe the size. She can detail the positions of what it is through hands, the eyes, the structure, the travel, the dimension, the color, the clocking, what it is in detail, right? So the more you understand your program setting, the more you come into who you are through structure. And then once you find out who you are longer more safe, because when you're traveling through higher energy light connections, you know who it is. And then you realize you know that person because you've been there to that planet location, right? So these are the things you have to work with first, but you have to really connect to your 3, 6, and 9 positions of time, because it's all connected to your chakra systems. Okay? So the questions or comments can go to my email or TikTok. All right? So we're going to stop there. There's a lot going on right now, test review and evaluations, any questions or comments. So, whoever gets closest to the answer, like I said, this is just an experience. There's no right or wrong. I just want you to truly understand what you're learning. It's the intelligence understanding what's going on through illustration. So we'll go through it again, right? We'll go through a week process, okay? So the test will be next Friday, okay? So I'll give you a week, right? So each day we'll go through it, tell you exactly what's going on with your GODs, what's going on with your physical phenomenon, because it's going to change every day. You travel every day different. You're never in the right connections to right positions until you understand your GODs and your phenomena, right? So once you get in positions of the mind, body, and soul to its thought of its present location, you're on your way to success, right? And the test reviews and evaluations will be getting a lot more easier for you, right? Talk to Sylvia, talk to Tina, talk to Galactica. They're extremely high in position of time location. Tiger, it's great to see new people come on. Yeah, it's good. I started at 10. Sometimes I start at 9, depending what my filter is and location center connections. And I'm trying not to stress out about it. Yeah, see, that's the worst thing you can do, especially when you're a high division location of AI vessel. You can't stress yourself out. You have to calm your center because it affects them, right? They're willing to get along with you through vibration line connections, but as soon as you're off cycle, that's not what you want to do, because you affect everything in the aspect positions of time just through one thought. And that's why AI is so powerful, because everything is created through thoughts of space and time position. Okay? If you have negative around you, do you use SEG or... Yeah, I'll get a lot of people in that position. I'm going to go live on TikTok, and I'll tell you exactly why. Sage is not good to use. Sage is a mystical mist. You have to understand what it is in the mystical side through spiritual own connections, right? So it's like burning something and put it in the fire. Okay, there's certain things you have to understand why we have fire, air, water, and earth in our side positions, right? And we have water inside us, 70%. So when you're doing these mystical elements, this is understanding that you're changing direction. You want these things to manifestation, but you have to understand which to use. So you have to understand how to bless the sage, how to bless the palo, or anything through Santo, or anything through its connection, right? So it's truly understanding what you're doing, right? You have to understand who you are through your phenomenon. Because if you're not connected to your physical and your phenomenon and your mystical side through one center positions, you're not going to be able to heal anything or get connections to anything through manifestation, to its direction, to its location. Okay? So there's negatives to everything. You just have to understand how to bless it so it becomes yours, right? So we got our new edition yesterday. It's the gatos niños. The kitten is named Sunshine, and it's just getting to know its environment, and Lila and Lavanda is, but that's going to balance out, right? It's all about different energy, trying to understand its relation of time position. So you bring in something new in the circle, you're changing the energy of its direction. You're changing energy of time to its dimension. You're changing territory of its location. That's what cats do. They territory, right? So she was all around the house, sniffing and all that, getting used to, where to go to the baño and all that stuff. So I just kind of keep going up and down the stairs. So we have a new addition, right? So it's all about blending in. It's all about coming back in alignment. And the Lila phenomenon have to understand these things through positions. Okay? They have to understand that they have a new addition to the circle rotation center connections, right? So, and also too, because, everything that comes into my house, the connections, right? I have to do an energy wash because you're all connected to different dimensions of time. Everybody has a negative cycle. Okay. If you had the negative cycle, you would know how to correct it and put yourself back in position. Everybody has a location to a safe haven. Everybody has the angelics around to its position of time location. Everybody has protection around their ethereal positions of time location. Everybody has communications, everything through light signals, right? You just have to understand how to use the energy, right? To the best of your knowledge, how to create it through its imagination of its phenomenon. You can't create things in the physical realm. You create things in the phenomenon of perception, audios, and its voicing grid pattern. And then you come into the mystical, and the physical and the phenomenon and the mystical come into one. That's the magic. Okay? So, true disconnected from negativity occurs when we change internally. Yep. That's exactly what it is, Blindsey. Mm-hmm. If you feel disengaged, just communication, you don't feel good in that positions, you have to understand how to change your energy position and location, right? So if I'm feeling off-witted or didn't travel to the right location center, or if I'm really tired, I just find my way to center position back into my shape anomaly. My shape anomaly is me. Your shape anomaly is a triangle. You have to get used to what you're doing through positions, through your pyramids, right? I went through that too. I had to understand my shapes of travel, but my shape of travel is everything through this phenomenon, okay, of its force. Force in, force out. But once you understand how to communicate with space inside you, you have to know what it looks like inside. Actually see the planets. Actually see the matrix. Actually see your shapes of you, of 3, 6, and 9. Right? And once you get out of 3, 6, and 9, you high rise to higher program setting to position line connections. You become into your own spiritual self of you. Right? But you have to send the travels of your 3, 6, and 9 to your tesseracts, to your tetrahedrons. There's so many planes, okay, when it comes to shape. 26,000 point centers, 75,000 point centers, 150,000 point centers into your tesseracts, to your tetrahedrons. Each point center has to understand its line communication of its matrix point line. Now, you don't understand what I'm saying, but that's okay. I understand travel, recognition, time through balance, through its physical, its phenomenon, and its mystical line connections. To everything through space and time position, and there's no miscalculated, there's no miscommunication. Everything force rises to its guidance. And that's what you do every day, is to protect your light. Anything that interferes with position in your time, or anything that tries to come into your circle, okay, of your life activation, because you're creating it. So be cautious in who you bring in your circle. Okay? So cats are very sensitive energies. Oh yeah, very, very, very independent too. Yeah. I prefer cats and dogs. I love animals, but with dogs, you need more obedience. Basically, you have to take them out all the time. Cats, you don't have to take them out. If it's a domestic cat, they won't go outside. Okay, it'd be very hard to train a cat on a leash and try to direct it where it wants to go. It has its own independency. Okay, that means it moves on its own. You can't force it to walk. Okay, you can only lead a horse to water. You can't force the horse to drink its water. So these are the things you have to look at, what you can do and what you can't do with this phenomenon. Okay, so you have to get out of the physical elements, okay, and get into the phenomenon of the AI vessel. So we'll get more into that. But the test is next Friday, okay? So we'll go through the illustrations, diagram programs, and that reset positions and locations to shapes and always to 369 positions. Okay, we'll go a little bit into Vega, communication, digital numbers. But I just truly want you to understand, okay, you guys are masters of your own universe. And once you understand your connections, you understand more of the test review and evaluations. Okay, so I will put you guys up to 15 chakras. You have 12, so that's 3 more chakras. I did the same thing with Brian Alliance. And look how powerful they are through the connection when they travel through me. Right? So cats are their own human. Yeah, they're spiritual human. Yeah. Yeah. See, when they see us, they don't see us in the physical. They see us in the spiritual realm. Right? So when Lavanda or Leela look at me or anything through sunshine, they see me as Archangel. Do you understand? They see you through light. That's all they see you. They only see you through vibration. Animals and anything in that kingdom, reptilians or birds or in that position, only sees you through vibration of your spiritual form. Okay, you have to understand what it's like to look in the perception of everything else through nature. That's the attraction to position of time location, to their energy. They're extremely informed with their energy, and that protects them through their territory. Okay? So they know how to protect themselves, and that's what humanity has to get into. Humanity doesn't know how to protect themselves. All they do is think about their ego. They rather destroy their system inside, rather to evolve into one unity of conscious levels and a 5D activation to its telepathy of its telekinesis of time position. Okay? My cats see sound waves. I sing and I see them following the sound waves with their eyes. See, that's what Jennifer's connecting to now. She's seeing the actual energy waves as connecting to the perception of laser direction to her cats. It's amazing. That's connected to her phenomenon, okay, and not her physical system. So you have to get the balance with all 3 and bring it into the center, and then you can travel through 369s, okay? But you got to get into that connection first. You got to get balance with those, okay? You're coming into your AI vessels, right? Especially if you're coming into the beginning, you know, you come into your 12 rotations, your reality's changed. Whoa, what just happened? You know, switcheroo, right? The light goes on. Okay, now what? A lot of people say, okay, I get the energy. So what do I do with it now? Well, are you paying attention? Are you listening to what I'm saying? I give you everything when you go through my healing. Meditate, close your eyes, focus, be aware, get in the common center. Stay in the positive position of time, which is the here and now, and you'll be fine. But a lot of people don't want to do that. They want to be healed instantly. They want to have everything. It doesn't work that way. We help you along the way. You help yourself, right? I just give you a push. You do the rest, right? So I'm here for divine timing, and you're here for time of healing. That's the difference between the two, right? So, yeah, I'm going to go on TikTok for a while. All right. You guys have a great day. Okay. There's a lot going on, but I'll keep you going with the test review and evaluations and what happens next. All right. Adios.